What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 30 Minutes of Hell. I am your host, Brandon Baker, joined as always by Joey Jackson and Matt Jackson. And we've got some Razorback hoops to talk about.
Ooh, pig suey.
That's right. Arkansas finally picks up their first signature win of the season. After starting 0-2 in their high major games, they pick up a massive win over number 6 Louisville at home. Bud Walton Arena was finally alive again. Man, it was good to see that crowd. It still wasn't at peak capacity, but it was enough that it felt like there was life in the building again for the first time this year. I loved it. Fortunately, was able to watch a lot of the game with Matt. It was a good time. It was a great win, a much needed win. Arkansas still has a couple of big games on their schedule before SEC play starts, but getting this one under their belt was huge. Not only just getting one high major win was good, there was more pressure on it being at home. The next two are neutral site games. This was a top 10 team. They have arguably the best backcourt in the country, and that's what Arkansas' strength is their backcourt. So, being able to come on top in this matchup, getting that big win at home, there's a lot of different ways that this was a big win for Arkansas, but it was huge, much needed in this game.
Oh yeah, couldn't have been better. We played incredible. Our defense was incredible. I'm thrilled with the win. It seemed in the first half, it seemed like we were walking away with it, but gave up a few, a couple runs in the second half, and Louisville's a great team, so they were able to fight back into it. But we held our composure, and that's all we can ask for against a top 10 team.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing was I never felt like the game was out of control, like out of our hands. Even when they went on the run, it just felt like they were in like a panicky mode and we were still in control. We just had to kind of kick it back into gear. It felt like we just were like laid back, and then all of a sudden they come back and we tear them apart again. I mean, I felt like we were always in control.
I feel like a big part of that, and I want to start here, it comes with Darius Acuff. He didn't have the best, like most efficient game in this one, but I mean, you talk about it, Matt, like they came back, it was down to like 4 points at one point, but Darius Acuff down the stretch, I feel like in the last few games, especially against Duke, against Michigan State, we've seen some freshman mistakes from Acuff, from Malik Thomas, kind of learning how to deal with those late game situations. In this game, Acuff took over. He had multiple drives late where he was finishing through contact. He was throwing lobs to Brazile. He took over the game and kept them from getting, like, they were within single digits and we were trading buckets back and forth, and we never lost control of the game, exactly like you said, because Acuff kind of took the game into his own hands and actually made big plays down the stretch. Probably had his best game as a Razorback, even though he only shot 6 of 18 from the field. Still went 17 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. Still had a very, very good game, and just the clutch plays that he made, not even just the scoring, but just the clutch plays that he made in the final 6, 5, 4 minutes of the game when Louisville was making their run. Arkansas doesn't win that game without Acuff stepping into that role and actually being efficient in those final minutes.
We do need him to have a little more security of the ball, and be a little more aware. He's still making several like rookie mistakes. He had a lot of turnovers. I think he had 4 turnovers this game. But I'm thinking specifically in the last 2 or 3 minutes, I can't remember specifically, when he had that 10-second call. Like you've got to be more
That was an
aware.
interesting one. I'm happy you bring that up because I want to talk about it. I've seen a lot of people bringing it up on Twitter and everything, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it as well. But I thought that was an interesting one because when Brazile ripped down that rebound on that play, he immediately dribbled to the corner and waited for the defense to clear out before giving the ball to Acuff. So I felt like there was already like 3 or 4 seconds gone off of our shot clock before Acuff even got the ball. So to me, I felt like Acuff's mental clock started like 4 seconds late, and that's why he wasn't aware of like the time that he needed to get across. He needs to be able to look up and see that shot clock and understand that time is running out. But that was just a very unique play and just a bad situation that he didn't realize
And
what was happening.
I almost feel like he felt like he heard a whistle because he was complaining to the ref. He said that he was holding his jersey and he just slowed down. He looked like he was stopping the play. And I almost wonder if he heard like a shoe squeak and it sounded like a whistle. It's a loud crowd in that, and with the time that was left in the game and how close it was. So I wonder if he just thought that he heard a whistle and thought that it was stop play and it wasn't, and that's why we got the call.
I was thinking it was because I've watched the video a few times, but when he like really pauses, the Louisville player really hits him. I mean, he reaches bad. Like it is blatant. And I feel like he was like, oh, this was such an obvious call. Like he just kind of paused thinking, surely they're going to call this foul. And they didn't. And so that ends up taking 2 more seconds off the clock and we get a whistle. So I don't know. I don't, in the moment, I was like, what are we doing? Because I was like, we got to win this game. Let's go. But rewatching it, it's like, man, I don't know what really happened. I feel like, of course, we could talk all day of how that should have been a foul or whatever, but there's no telling what was going through his head.
And it was a good, I think, awareness from the Louisville defender too, because he realized that there was 2 seconds left for Arkansas to get the ball across, and for him to make that lunge, like I think it was a 50-50 call, but the Louisville player did a good job of putting the pressure on the ref to either make that call or let it play through. So I mean, he did a good job on that play. Acuff wasn't as aware as we want him to be. It's still early season, right? Like these are the type of games, these are the type of plays that we want our guys to learn from. It's still okay for freshman mistakes. We're getting to the point of the season where we're getting closer to halfway, a third of the way through, and we want to see some of those mistakes go away. But that one was such a unique play that like I'm not torn up about it. Like I think he'll figure that out and learn from it. But anyways, I've just seen a lot of discourse about that one, so I'm happy we brought that up and discussed a little bit. So let's move on though to really the player of the game. I wanted to start with Acuff, 17, 10, and 5. Great stat line. He did great throughout the game, but we're not up 18 points in the first half without Trevor Brazile going on an absolute heater, going 3 of 4 from deep, having such an efficient 20-point, 5-rebound game. I mean, this is the Trevor Brazile that we talk about it. We've been talking about it for 3 years now, right? Like, this is what he's capable of. This is what we want every night. This is what he does a lot of time against mid-major opponents. He did it in the bright lights in this game. This was a huge game that we had to win, and he came out on fire and really just sparked the Hogs into getting their offense together, getting the big lead, and setting them up to be able to win this game. And just an elite performance from Trevin all around, not just the 21 points, but just a great game all around from him.
And Cal even called him out in the presser after the game. He said, "Did y'all watch the game? What was the play that won us the game?" And he said, "It's the block by TB." And
the crazy block by Trevor Brazile. That was insane.
Insane. What did
Top
you say?
6 in Sports Center.
Exactly. Top six.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
Yeah, I was loving every bit of that first half. I mean, my goodness, he was going crazy. And he's just been so efficient this year. Like in everything that he does, his shooting, like I feel like he has a really good field goal percentage on the season. And like he doesn't take shots that he knows he's going to miss. He really does take smart, consistent shots. He gets in the paint. His threes are always wide open. He sometimes hesitates way too much and maybe wants to drive instead. I think it was this game where he had a pump fake and he was wide open. It's like, just shoot the ball. And I think he lost it out of bounds or something or walked, either or. It's just, he doesn't make those mistakes often and he shoots really good shots. He's just a smart basketball player this year. Really smart basketball player this year.
He is currently 54% from the field, 35% from 3, and that includes over the last 2 games being Duke and Louisville. He is 56% from beyond the arc. I mean, he is
amazing.
Stepping up when they need him.
Yep.
that's my first rounder that I expected 2 years ago, you know? I
Yep.
mean,
I've been, I mean, very vocal about how great Brazil's been for the past year and a half, and I think that this is really going to be his year where he breaks out as an NBA first round candidate. I think this is the Brazil that analysts and uh, uh, NBA teams. I think this is the TB that we expected to see 2 years ago, and we're finally getting him.
and
And I
The
feel sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the only thing that will hold him back from that in just NBA specifics is just his
His
age, right?
age,
Like he's
yeah.
had a couple injuries, his age, but the play is there. Like the
Yeah.
production is there from what they want to see.
And I feel like a broken record saying this because I say it every week. His confidence is through the roof. I love that he's contesting dunks. He's going and drawing contact in the paint. Like his I can't remember if it was his first or it was our second point or our second
It was
basket
the
of the
first point of
game. He
first points of the game were his free throws. Yeah.
Well, and then right after that, he drove in and had like this tough finish layup
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
through contact. Like
Yep.
he's not shying away from this contact. He's playing with confidence. He's grabbing rebounds down and pushing them down the court. It's everything that we could ask for from a stretch four. Like that,
yeah,
he's the ideal player in this position. He's what we need for this team this year.
yeah.
Yeah, I said it
And
live whenever he was, yeah, ripping down rebounds and being able to push it up the court. Like he's not an elite ball handler by any means. Like in transition, he's not going to do like crazy stuff, but being able to get the rebound and push the ball and get the breaks started that way, that changes the dynamic of what we can do in transition. And we have some really good transition players. So
Hmm.
that's huge. That
yeah,
confidence.
and you bringing that up, last year he would never bring that ball up.
Yeah,
He
Never.
would
exactly.
never. He would hang on to it and get it to a guard. And now at one point it was like, yeah, Brazil, like hang on to that ball and get it to somebody
Right.
else. But now it's like, yeah, let's run. You know,
Hmm.
he's so confident with it. It's like I forgot that he wasn't doing that before, you know?
And
And
Yeah.
speaking of ripping and running, let's talk about Billy.
Billy,
Billy
I
was amazing.
Billy's incredible. I I posted a tweet about him after this game, and sometimes I don't realize the impact he's making. His counting stats are not always like through the roof or anything like that. He still kind of has a lot of turnovers sometimes, but I mean, this team isn't even as good as they are. Like, I don't even know if they would have beaten Winthrop without Billy Richmond. Like, he has been incredible this year. Maybe the only player I'm looking at his stats right now. Out of the 8 games that we've played, he's only had a negative plus minus box rating in only 2 games, and it's the two that we
It's
lost.
crazy.
So like he's been elite. He had a plus 20 box score in this game versus Louisville, and the defense, the athleticism, the ability to push and transition. He's gotten so much better at not turning the ball over. He's become a threat enough from outside. He's shooting like 30-ish% or a little less, but that's enough. Right, like we don't need him to be a sniper. We just need the defense to respect him enough to get out there and guard him, so that his athleticism can take over and he can go do what he does best, right? And he's done it. Like he's taken the steps that we want him to take.
Yep.
I mean, he is chaos. He is fun to watch. I mean, I messaged you guys and saying because there was a moment where me and Brandon weren't sitting next to each other, so we don't only talk in group chats. All right, so um, I messaged them and I said, you know, Billy Richmond is the guy I hated playing against. Like as far as defensively, he is the guy
He's
that
just a pest.
I would rather jump off a bridge than dude, like play this guy. He is a menace. He is a menace. And
He was
it's
letting
great.
Michael Brown Jr. know in that game. Like he
Yeah.
was
Yes.
letting him know that he's never met a dude like Billy Richmond before. Like he
Dude,
was talking to him all the way down the
it
court.
was amazing. It was amazing. And I loved every second of it. Sometimes he needs to shut his mouth or just not
Well,
act. But at the same time, let him have
yeah,
it. Let him have
it
it.
was in this game. It was a little bit the double tech that he got by going and kind of body checking somebody after the play, that, you know, the Louisville player gave Malik Thomas a little extra slap at the ball after the whistle was over. Like, I
Stupid.
get it. I like to have an enforcer on the team. I like to have that mentality, but in a game like it didn't hurt us in the long run. It was
Mhm.
fine, but I don't know. There's going to come a time where you got to hold your emotion a little bit better than that, to where it can really hurt us when the game is closer. So that's all I'll say about that. I love the mentality. I'm not saying that I don't want
Mhm.
Billy to have that, because he plays with that mentality. It's not just after the whistle, but there are times where you got to hold your emotions in check a little bit better.
One thing that I do want to call out, because I think it was kind of a combination of Billy, Acuff, and Wagner, but Conwell, 5 turnovers from him, averaged 1 turnover a game before this. Like, he's a secure guy. Like, he doesn't turn the ball over, and we canned him. Like, it's the effort of our front court is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
go ahead, Matt.
I no, you probably have something to say. I was going to bring it to Malik Thomas, but you have something to say about that. So
Just bringing up, you talk about Conwell specifically, and I mentioned Michael Brown earlier. Louisville is one of the best backcourts in the country, right? Like, they
Yep.
are probably top five. Arkansas may also be top five, especially defensively. We saw it in this game. But that combination of Ryan Conwell and Michael Brown Jr. averaging close to 40 a game before this one, shot 31% from the field, and made a total of 5 3-pointers in this game. Like, we saw in this game the potential that Arkansas possesses defensively. We were still not perfect in this game, but we saw the defensive potential, I think, at its highest that we have seen all season in this game. That's all I
I
wanted to call out there.
I would say we
yeah.
played a solid 30 minutes all out. Like, there was lulls for sure, but man, did that defense make me excited for the rest of the season.
See, even the quote unquote lulls there, we were still contesting really
Yeah.
well, and they were just
Louisville's
hitting
good.
shots. Yeah, they were hitting
They're
shots.
scoring 97 a game, and we
Yeah,
held them to what, like
and
35 or something in the first half. Like, that was crazy.
I probably can't count on my hands how many times me and Brandon were like, good contest, and then
Yeah.
that ball went in, you know? And so our defense has progressively gotten better and better throughout the year, which is exactly what you want to see. It hasn't
Yeah.
really regressed. I mean, maybe those crazy games with Sanford and Winthrop, right? But even then, it's just like we have progressed over time, and that's good, especially getting into these heaters of games of Tech and Houston coming up. So, but I wanted to talk about Malik Thomas and how he is such an interesting case of it doesn't look like he's doing anything, and then you look up and he's got 17 points.
It,
You know,
And
it's
5 rebounds and an assist
yeah,
and no turnovers.
it's
And
like
yeah,
I looked up at the jumbotron and was like, oh, Malik has 17.
and
When?
it varies game by game, because some games he's a very loud scorer and he draws all the
Mhm.
attention. But I even texted you guys and I was like, "Hey, we really haven't seen a lot of Malik this game," and that was early in the second half. And then he goes and puts up 10 straight points, and but yeah, it's game by game. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, and
the thing that I like from Malik in this game too is that I think a lot of good shooters are aware, or good scorers even, are aware that when they're not hitting well, that getting to the free throw line is one of the
Mhm.
fastest ways to get over a slump, right? And so Malik shot pretty bad in this game, 40% overall, but he drew 9 free throw attempts, and he went 8 of 9 from the free throw line, right? He
Yeah,
doesn't get 17 points if he doesn't shoot way more free throws than he usually does, and he was just really aggressive and made that happen.
and that's what I was going to bring up is how those points were coming from the free throw line, and
Yeah,
it's just you don't notice it. And
right.
he's also a monster defensively. I mean, he's just as much of a menace as Billy Richmond is as far as getting in your grill, but he's a little different because he reaches a lot more. He gets some steals. He pokes the ball loose. It can be bad if there's a soft whistle, but he's doing so well defensively.
Yeah, he doesn't have the same athleticism or lateral quickness that Billy has, but there are very few players that do. Or like, that's what makes Billy special, is his athleticism and everything. But no one matches Malik's. Like, he's like a crackhead on both ends of the court. Like, he's gonna play all out no matter what is going on. And that is, I mean, that's exactly why he looks so good defensively, because he is all out pressure
Everywhere.
in your grill. I love, if you guys have never noticed, I'm talking to everyone, not just you two. If no one has ever noticed the way that Malik contests jump shots, pay attention next time that he contests a jump shot, because the ball could be still like on the rim already or like in the net, and Malik is still staring at the guy that shot the ball with his hands still over the guy's face. Like, he contests jump shots for so long trying to get into hit the offensive player's head. It's so funny to me, but like, I think it
Dude's a
works.
goofball.
Yeah, it's just it's so funny because he's like every coach's dream of how you want to close out on a guy.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
like just hand in the face, hand in the face, and
yeah.
like he's not turning around.
It doesn't matter if he doesn't have all the athleticism of elite defenders. He does all those small things right that makes him a
Exactly.
good defender. So yeah, absolutely. Last guy I really want to give a shout out to, Malik Ewin. Finally, right? Like, it's kind of been building. We've been talking about him a little bit. Oh, we saw a little more. Oh, we saw a little more.
Mhm.
12 and 9 in this game, 0 turnovers, great efficiency, 6 of 8 free throw attempts, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. This is the player that we thought we were getting for the most
And
part. There's
and
still more that he could do offensively, but this is it. We have a center now.
and not 7 offensive rebounds.
Yes. Yes.
7 offensive boards. That man was working. He was working.
Yeah, the effort. I mean, that's an effort stat. Rebounds in
Yep.
general are an effort stat, but offensive rebounds specifically, absolutely. Like this, I finally, for the first time, was like, I mean, we were going crazy for Malik. Me and Matt were sitting there like, let's freaking go Malik Ewin. Like,
Yep.
we don't keep that lead at certain points in the second half without Ewin grabbing some offensive rebounds, giving us the effort that we needed from him, that we've been begging for from him, and we finally got some in this game. And look what happens. We look like an elite team because we have a full team. We knew our backcourt was good. We just weren't getting what we needed from our front court. When you combine a 21-point outburst of Trevor Brazile and high level, a high motor, high rebounding game from Malik Ewin, now Arkansas can beat top 5 teams in the country.
There's
That's
not
what we,
Yep.
yeah.
there's not a team that can hang with us when we're playing like that.
And yeah, Ewan was, oh my gosh. I mean, he was doing everything right. He was doing everything right. And I love it. I love it. And I felt like he felt the love from Bud Walton as well. And he
He felt it
needs
from
that.
Cal. Did you guys see
Yeah.
post game that Cal was like, I don't even care about the win? Did you guys see how Malik Ewin played? Like, he
Yeah.
called that out post game.
Deserved.
That
Deserved.
is what I love so much about Cal is how he will all hype up his guys when they play well. And he did everything right. The facility, like his passes, his everything was just beautiful.
He played extremely
And
well.
we need that so much. And I can't wait for a team to play us zone and put him at the high post because the
Him or
cuts,
Brazile.
yeah,
That's elite.
the cuts that we're gonna have with him passing is gonna be phenomenal. And we're doing everything right. The team is progressing well.
And Louisville is such a great test because of the random offense that they run. Like, there's no way to game plan that. Like, you just have to play great defense, and that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I pointed out to Brandon, and this was a negative, I guess. I'll be the negative Nancy
Oh, I've
today,
got a
all
negative
right?
too. I'll go right
Oh,
after you.
okay. Well, I've noticed, you know how we always talk about how much trouble there is on the pick and rolls, right? On defense, when we're on defense. I've noticed that it is when Malik is the guy guarding, it's like he's the one not communicating if it's a switch or a hedge. Because 2 times in a row, I told Brandon, I said, I think it's with Malik's man. And 2 times in a row, they go down, they screen Malik, and Pringle jumps up, and Malik thinks they switch. Pringle doesn't, and they back up. And then it happened again where they think they're hedging now, and then it didn't just happen with Pringle. I was like, maybe it's Pringle. No, it's Malik not communicating, I feel like.
I did see a moment with Malik and Pringle where it wasn't a screen. It was almost like just the two two Louisville players switching spots, and
Mm-hmm.
Malik got confused and Cal got pissed. He ripped him out the game immediately,
Mm-hmm.
but it's almost like Malik wants to close out too much, and he doesn't know that Pringle's right, or whoever's man, he doesn't know that he's not right there to contest, so he'll jump out to contest and will leave his man alone on an island. So I think you're right, Matt. I think not Pringle. I think Malik just needs to read a little better on those.
Yeah, and just communication in general has been kind of a hot topic throughout some of these games. I mean, against Winthrop, that's why they were ahead and why they played so well, is because we could not communicate and figure out how we wanted to guard their pick and rolls. We couldn't decide if we were switching, if we were hedging, who was going to guard the big, who was rotating over. Like, there was probably 10 or more possessions in that game where we just didn't communicate and they just got an open look because we didn't know what we were doing defensively. And it has gotten better, but
Yes.
we still see it, right? Like, you're exactly right. I think there's some guys that are still like, we got to tighten that up. That is definitely a loose screw that can make us jump from being the type of team that can win these big games to being a type of team that does win all of these big games, right? Like, that's one of the small things that can fix that.
One thing that I do want to bring up, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because I want to focus on how great we played, but Knox is playing horrible. And I'm tired of it because I was his biggest advocate last year. I predicted him to be a lottery pick this year, and he's got 7 points on 4 for 14 shooting versus top 25 teams. So against Louisville, he shot 2 for 9, 5 points. Duke, 1 for 4, 2 points, and Michigan State 0 for 1, 0 points. Like, I don't care. I don't give a hoot and a half about what you do against UCA, against Jackson State. I don't care that you're getting 19 points, 10 rebounds, 17 points, 11 rebounds, whatever. I don't care that you're getting that against those teams. I care that you are a liability against teams that matter, teams that are going to be important when we come to March. Like, that, you've got to step up. You are a focal point of this team, and you're not playing like it. Like, against these teams, I haven't wanted to see him on the court.
Yeah. And the thing is too, I think Knox would be the first to tell you that he's playing poorly.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell that he is so frustrated with himself. And, I think it's purely mental. Maybe he's still dealing with whatever injury that he's had is just lingering, and he just doesn't feel like he can go all out. I don't know, but he has this pressure of, I'm supposed to be great. Everybody's expecting it, similar to how we saw with Brazile. And he went to the league or went to try to get in the league, and they were like, hey, this is what you need to work on. He's looking at, I need to impress scouts this way. And he can't. And now he's getting overshadowed by freshmen. And yes, the chemistry is great and all, but you can't tell me that if you were in his position, you wouldn't be mentally distraught about that. So I think, I don't know, he needs the hype up that Malik Ewin got and just get kicked into gear.
There's time for him to come out of this drought. We saw even last year he was better late than he was early. I do think he's a player that gets in his head a little too much sometimes. You can see him rush things, make passes, like force passes that aren't there, take shots that are a little ill-advised for how early it is in the shot clock. Like, you can see those kind of things with Knox. I agree completely, though. I think it's a great call out. I am definitely watching him closely. I think as we progress through the next few games, it'll definitely be something I'd like to talk about more if this trend doesn't change. But for now, just kind of giving him grace on, I mean, exactly what Matt said. Like, he went to the pros and they told him what he needs to improve, and trying to change your game and focus on certain things, like, it can mess you up. And if he just settles down and just plays basketball, I mean, like, he's a great basketball player. We've seen it. He knows it. Cal knows it. Like, he can be a great basketball player. So he just needs to do that.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same-game parlays, best-in-class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up using bonus code FIELD, you deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season one for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today.
Moving forward, though, real quick, Arkansas does play on Saturday against Fresno State in Little Rock. I'm going to give a quick preview of that game. Not as much to talk about in this one. After Arkansas's already had a few wake-up calls against these mid-majors, played 3 high-major opponents now, coming off a big win. Like, my biggest concern for this game is just that it is the next game after a highly emotional win, and that it is in Little Rock. Those two things would be the only thing that I'm really concerned about in this game. Fresno State has not played anybody. They've played one team in the top 100 and lost, and they are 6-3. They've got Jake Heidbreder, who is averaging 20 points a game, a transfer from Cincinnati. Very guard-oriented attack that they have with him, and Zayon Collins, who is like 15 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. He would be the one I would worry about because of some of the mid-majors that we played earlier this year had kind of that smaller, undersized guard that can really control the tempo of a game, can really kind of take over when they want to. And we struggled with it, right? Like, we struggled against Samford. We struggled against Winthrop. They had those small guards that had big games against us. Collins would be the one that I would watch for that. He's a 6-foot guard that just kind of does everything. Like I said, leads the team in assists, still averages 4.5 rebounds a game, even though he's only 6 foot tall. Just a couple of things to watch out for. They also actually have a pretty big team, like size-wise, for a mid-major. Wilson Jacques, 7-footer from France, doesn't play a ton, but leads the team in rebounds with 6.3 per game. I think will still be a pretty good test for the Hogs just inside. Obviously not the same level of physicality that we see against Michigan State, against Duke, against teams like this. But this team has enough that if you let them come in and get confident, just like with most mid-majors, they become dangerous quickly. Right, like they have some guys that can control the pace. They have some guys that can shoot the ball. They have 3 guys that are 6'10" or taller. We can't afford to come in and just sleepwalk. We've seen the wake-up calls. We've seen what the team is capable of. For this game, it's literally just don't let it be a trap. Just come in ready to play, put it away in the first half. Let's see some walk-ons in the last 5 minutes of the game. Like, that's really all I'm looking for in this game. I'm only not nervous, but my only concern would come from the fact that we just had a big win at home, and the guys are going to come out a little slow in this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if we got Brazile a little rest time in this game too. After
That's
injury.
A great point.
We didn't mention it, but going down and tweaking your ankle, and then you're playing in Little Rock, Lord forbid. It's like recipe for disaster. So it's like, keep Brazile safe.
I would not be surprised if I don't know that they'll sit him, but I would not be surprised if we saw fewer minutes from Brazile in this game. Yeah, because like we all play ball, that like when you twist your ankle, it's easier to keep playing right then than when you've had 3 days to let that thing swell. Like, it's going to hurt now.
Yeah, give Ewin some more run. Like, let him continue developing.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to see some more Ewin and give TB some, maybe 15 minutes, like give him a half or something.
Yeah, he deserves it. He deserves it.
Let's see some Isaiah Seeley, right? Like, he's shown some good flashes. This is the kind of team where you throw him out and let him develop, let him see what he's got. So
beat him by like 50 though. So just cream him.
I like it. Give me a score prediction. At least the margin of victory right here. How much is Arkansas winning by in this game?
30.
30 on the dot.
I'm going to say 23.
23. Okay. I believe that my prediction is, I have it written down. I believe it's 31 points. I think it's like 85-64 or something like that. I'll say just over 30. So.
Dang, only got us scoring 85, huh? We scored 89 against Louisville.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little slower. We'll get some walk-ons. Like, we may have 72 points with 8 minutes remaining, and then we'll just kind of tail off. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
All right. That's all the time we have for you guys today. As always, really appreciate you tuning in. Quick reminder, we are brought to you by the Field of 68 Podcast Network. You can find us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your stuff. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, leave a comment, leave a review. We really appreciate it. It really helps us out, especially if you're enjoying the content we're bringing. Excited to see the Hogs finish out their non-conference stretch. They're 3 more games away from SEC play, and they're finally clicking. We're finally seeing the ceiling. It's in sight. But until then, until next time, appreciate you tuning in. I have been your host, Brandon Baker, joined as always by Joey Jackson and Matt Jackson. And as always,